kind of crazy carry stuff that could come out. And so, yeah, ban away the Nidalee that has possibilities of doing something there on the side for Blaber. Ban away EMENES, you know, is iconic champion. So they take out the LeBlanc here. They're not as worried about the list.
All right, one more ban to go for C9. Do they want to continue to target that top lane pool? I mean, Doran's got plenty of different options that he could play. Remember last time around the Malphite was banned out? Okay, we're going to ban the Malphite out again for the side of C9. Now what will it be? Jungler first or top laner first for the side of Gen.G?
Say jungle. I definitely agree, Vedi, here. Grab it up for Peanut, and then on the side, you can have Doran have the final counter.
They're looking like the Kha'Zix right now. I think both Kha'Zix and Viego are perfectly fine options. A lot of single target damage right now. Gen.G is looking at some type of front line if they want to. Ornn was something that they showcased in the first game. Nothing wrong with bringing that back out again. The Kennen locked in means that C9 are changing it up. They'll put the Ksante into mid, the Lucian jungle, and the Kennen on top side. So here's hoping that Blaber can actually have some early game agency on top of this Lucian.
And the final pick of the draft for Gen.G, it's the Gragas locked in for Doran.
Scary, scary. Will we get finals Doran here on the Gragas? Gen.G, now they're the ones with a mid jungle that looks very scary. Charm from Ahri here into some Kha'Zix play. We'll see if Blaber and EMENES can counter.
Man, the thing that's so scary about the single target damage of Kha'Zix and Ahri and champions like this, when combined with the Jinx, it's so easy to get excited. And Peyz is the type of player. Remember, even though this guy's a rookie, this is a dude who is absolutely insane at League of Legends. He was the Spring Finals MVP in their 3-1 victory over T1, who was the first place LCK team during the regular split. This guy's nuts, and if he gets excited, he's taken over the fight.
And with that win, with that MVP, he became the youngest bottom laner to ever win LCK. Absolutely outstanding stuff, and he's got a long career ahead of him.
I think the only other person alongside him is Faker in that regard.
Unless they can turn things around, they have many problems to solve. They have a hell of a mountain to climb, and this is their last chance to get it done. They're down 0-2 against the LCK's #1 seed. Gen.G are one game away from eliminating North America and moving on. They're gonna start off with a coordinated invade yet again. Just gonna drop down some vision, I would expect.
Yeah, some very intelligent level ones for this year so far for Gen.G. Getting that early information, and Peanut was able to do a lot with it last time around. This time around, Cloud9, you see they're moving in. Blaber gonna be able to get the same.
Wait, did he drop a ward?
Not yet. They actually just hovered. They didn't even drop their own trinket ward. Blaber wants to save it. He's Lee Sin, of course, wanting to use it for jumps.
Is Fudge gonna do it then? Because I really think it's valuable here for C9 to at the very least get some information in the early game. Because now they have no idea where Peanut is starting. The only thing that they know for sure is that their red buff has been warded. And it looks like this Ksante will hover around to protect any delayed starts, but... All right, so no information gained early. Those chants follow you guys everywhere, huh?
Yeah, they really do. A little bit of trading back and forth here at level 1. Kind of in the story of bottom lane every single game so far. Neither one of these duos is afraid to get scrappy as soon as the minions collide down here in the bottom lane. Zven and Berserker trying to play this Lucian and Nami, trying to get early advantages, get an early edge here. But one of the big things that stopped them from being able to do so, I think, is just not getting Blaber involved in this bottom lane, not being able to find any plays with the rest of the team early on. Delight finds a play there on Zven. Berserker finds a couple of auto attacks back in Delight. So right now, HP advantage over to Cloud9, but it's so very slight, and it's level 2 first for the side of Gen.G. C9 backing up in time that they will not be engaged on just yet, but they are forced to wait underneath the turret.
Yeah, they don't want to lose any summer spells early this time around because both junglers are starting top quadrant with Gold Jungle down there. Oh, Peanut is actually looking for the tri-brush play onto Fudge, but Fudge put his ward, had a pre-existing ward here. Peanut finds it, gets his zombie ward. The Gragas just has so much sustain in this lane. Yeah, you're going to lose out to push to Kennen range advantage, but you have so much sustain. Just keep CSing up here at your tower, keep it in a safe spot. Peanut even comes over to clear out some of the vision.
Vedius, where would you want to see Cloud9 focus here with some early jungle attention in this game if they were to switch things up and finally find one of these early games in their own favor against Gen.G?
I mean, I would say bot lane. If I was Blaber, I would think about like a full clear bot side into early gang, something like that. I think that obviously there's a lot of risk, but if you get a couple summoner spells out, it sets you up for another play later on. I think stacking a wave and then diving with the Kennen is also something you can do, but diving a Gragas is very difficult, especially this early on into the game, but perhaps something they can look into a little bit later is Fudge is doing pretty well in terms of gaining a CS advantage. Peyz is going to go back to base. Blaber. Ooh, that was close on there.
And Blaber should know, yeah, you know, we saw the Kha'Zix take a couple seconds clear top tri-brush ward, so he knew he was a little bit ahead of Kha'Zix on clear. They come up, they fish around, doesn't really get anything out of it, and Peanut is able to stabilize and finish out towards his bottom side, but it should be a double scuttle crab. So the very, very small jungle lead in exchange for that few seconds left on top side.
EMENES also moving into the enemy jungle, dropping down the ward into the brush next to the raptor pit of Gen.G. Just again, trying to keep track of Peanut, trying to stop Gen.G from getting this guy involved in some early kills. Fudge once more just going to be shoving up here in the top lane. But again, it's that sustain on the Gragas that's going to make it hard for Kennen to do anything past just getting these waves underneath the turret and forcing Gragas to be farming up underneath that turret. Back in mid, Chovy level 5, EMENES level 5. Once Chovy hits level 6 in the Ahri, that's when I expect to see Gen.G really starting to make some moves here around this guy.
Well, Gen.G don't have to be too crazy proactive. Like, things that they're going to look for is like back timings, windows to roam. And I imagine, I wouldn't be surprised to see them play through bot themselves. We saw a really nice dive from them in the last game. But stacked wave into 4-man bot, tried and true practice that we've seen pretty consistently throughout MSI and this year for many regions. Do you remember those turret changes that they made to make tower diving harder? And then they reverted those changes. Teams around the world are like, oh, cool.
Well, EMENES walking up here, forcing Chovy back. Peanut ready in case EMENES just got a little bit too hyphy there in the mid lane, but with the Ksante backing away, Peanut just going to go back to farming his own camps. You can see level 6 hit first for Doran and the Gragas up there in the top lane. EMENES going back for his first purchase. Mercury treads are going to be fully completed. Wants to make sure he has the extra movement speed to dodge the charms. And then, of course, the tenacity helping him to survive some of the CC potential, even if he does get hit. Blaber starting up the Drake very early here in the bottom side of the map. The Mountain Drake, not the case this time. Ocean, a bit easier to deal with earlier.
And it's a good timer, because look at the wave states here. Mid and bottom both pushing in. So Blaber has the priority, starts it up. EMENES trying to chunk out through mid lane wave. Peanut fishing around, but it's gonna cost Gen.G a little bit if they fully commit to it.
Well, we're gonna have a smite fight over this, it looks like. Secured by Blaber, but now Berserker's gotta be careful. He's at half HP. EMENES gonna rotate down to the fight first, but Chovy's got the level 6. Keep your eyes on the Ahri. Can he land a charm? Can he find some damage? Gen.G still hanging around. Low health on Berserker. Blaber also a little bit compromised here. EMENES now taking some damage too. Chovy jumps in. Unstoppable, but it doesn't matter. The Ksante's already down, and Zven's caught next. Chovy grabs the kill, and Blaber has to take the blast cone away. Gen.G, they wait patiently, and they strike true.
In a game of chicken, Gen.G hold their nerve, and at just the right moment, they walk away with first blood and an extra kill to boot. Doran gets very low. Fudge, will he threaten to dive? It looks like for now he will not. But Gen.G, oh, Doran, you need to be careful.
Fudge going in, Doran, nice body slam, flashes away, back underneath the turret, survives with just what had to be 20 health. The Thundering Shuriken! Fudge gets a solo kill in the top lane.
Right between the eyes, Fudge gets Doran on the top side. They get some gold, but you guys went over it. That is after the play towards the dragon. Chovy had gone in, he ults, he hits his charm on Ahri. Chovy does not miss those. They don't allow EMENES time on the Ksante to get his ultimate off. And off of that kill, Gen.G did end up getting more. We are gonna get a replay look at it as Peanut kind of went to threaten it. And then they're trying to corral them here. And look at Chovy from the top side. EMENES tries to screen him, but he's gonna be the one to make the first move.
So a lot of cooldowns are like not available right now, and so both teams just watching. Gen.G just waiting for these to come back up. The second EMENES oversteps, the charm will connect from Chovy. Blaber misses the Q, and it's just an easy one target at a time. The single target damage that we were talking about, it all just stemmed off Chovy finding that initial charm to really snowball the play in Gen.G's favor.
Yeah, really good timing from him too to just interrupt the Ksante there. Combo breaker indeed, but then Fudge.
Doran a little overconfident there. Yeah,
you can see the reaction. That's a little bit of a whoopsie daisy there for the big man in the top lane, but considering the state of the rest of the game, 1,500, or not 1,500, sorry, my eyes aren't very good. About 800 gold lead there for the side of Gen.G for that one extra kill they got in the bottom lane.
And I will say, okay, we are trying to build a big hopium case for Cloud9. It is all centered on the top lane. There is actually no exhaust taken in this game for Gen.G. So Fudge is going to have the game of his life. He has got a big advantage over Doran, isolated, but he's going to have to bring that to the rest of the... Oh no!
Chovy, I think that might have been one of the greatest caster curses of all time. Fudge is down to just 50 health. Doran continuing to chase, body slam forward. He takes a big old swig. He tags Fudge, and Doran gets the solo kill. Oh my God, they killed Kennen.
That they did, Flowers. Doran, after getting killed himself, immediately comes back to lane and rectifies the deficit. Massive play from Doran with a great ultimate, knocks Fudge underneath the tower, and he finds himself a solo kill.
Well, that's also going to be another Rift Herald for Gen.G. They've done such a good job snowballing with these Rift Heralds, with these early games. Although Cloud9 did get that dragon before they lost out on the kills.
Ooh, close but no cigar on the Super Mega Death Rocket. Recall interruption, and there it is. Gen.G pick up the Herald. So Peanut can now decide wherever, whenever he wants to deploy this one. Picked it up just after the 10-minute mark, so has pretty much the entire duration there for the turret plates. And Blaber is just set up by Delight and knocked down by Peanut.
The observers highlighted the vision that was used to spot him out there. Good hook from Delight, holds onto the flay until Lucian tries to ward hop, and then he's brought straight into the gullet of Peanut, who finds himself another kill.
Yeah, Gen.G constantly.
Oh, EMENES trying to go all out here dealing with Chovy. But Chovy just needs to hit one or two more spells. He might be able to find the kill at easy. Nope, EMENES barely survives to walk away.
And once again, look at the map right now. You've got the rotation up top side. Cloud9 had everybody up there, and Fudge is a little bit slower off of their reset here to get back to bottom side. So Doran had time. Gets all the minion wave into the tower. The minions will finish off that turret plate for him as well. And Gen.G squeezing out these extra bits of gold.
What's crazy is Fudge actually had a 600 gold lead over Doran, and then after Doran gets that kill back, he also gets himself a plate, which means that that gold difference suddenly disappears. So even though he's down 20 CS, still it's the first mythic completed for Doran already. But that's the first mythic of the game. Flashing from Doran.
Doran, oh my goodness gracious, he just knocks him around like a pool shark. Another kill over to Gen.G, another kill for the top laner, and now in bottom side, Cloud9's looking to find the dive. Fudge will kill off Peyz, but is he gonna be taken down in response? Yes, he will. Peanut gets one back. It's an even trade in the bottom side.
Okay, Blaber doesn't have kick anymore.
Peanut trying to go in for this 1v1. Backs away, waiting for the cooldowns here yet again. Blaber hanging around, tries to go for the skill check, and he gets rocked. Peanut picking up number 3. Meanwhile, back in the top lane, Berserker's calling nothing, and Doran throws out a barrel and ready to bop him over the head. He doesn't quite have the distance. Doran overcommits, and Berserker gets the kill.
Doran's just a party this game. Whether he's getting kills or getting killed, that man is constantly looking for action. He gets the summoner spells out from Berserker. He will lose his life, but across the map, Gen.G continue to find advantages. Peanut 3-0 once more. Zven will flash away. 12 minutes in. Gen.G have 7 kills. They just locked down another tower, and the gold gap is now 3.5k.
Yeah, they use that Rift Herald to get Peyz the turret kill, get Peyz excited. Jinx can continue pushing in here on Fudge. Secondary charge as well. Cloud9 starting the rotation down. Blaber through the jungle.
Okay, Blaber looking for an angle on Peyz here. Goes in, but the Lantern is right there and ready to go. Delight makes sure his AD carry can get out. As now, Gen.G, like you said, Vedius, almost 4,000 gold up, still 1 minute left before the plates fall. No neutral objectives available to take for another 3 minutes.
And after that last little bit of action, now there's no summoner spells on the Cloud9 bottom lane, so Cloud9, smart here, they rotate them into mid lane, the safest of the lanes is another...
He just doesn't miss with these, knocking the enemies back and forth. Super Mega Death Rocket coming in from downtown, but it does not connect. EMENES might be able to find himself a kill here. He's got to be careful, and he gets it done with the Ksante.
Can he get out, though? Here comes Kha'Zix. Can he get out?
He's trying to run away. Peanut looking for the angle, tries to use the stealth, but as soon as Blaber shows up, he doesn't want it anymore. Blaber goes in for the kick, and EMENES is ready for the follow-up damage. Peanut tries to outplay in the 1v2, but he's kicked upside the mouth, and Blaber grabs a shutdown. Back in the bottom lane, it's Chovy versus Fudge in a 1v1 as the Kennen's almost out of energy, and Chovy's spirit rushes back underneath the turret.
Chaos is where Cloud9 can thrive. These small skirmishes, this over-aggression that we're seeing from Doran is a window that Cloud9 can take advantage of. They're getting picks, they're getting kills, and if they can keep this up, they can definitely still stand a chance in Game 3.
Yeah, and Berserker here on Gale Force plus Serrated Dirk. Those ults do a lot of damage here. Nami and Lucian trying to exert their will on the control ward is Peyz, but sees the Nami ult and will get out. The mid lane swap here, though, to get them control, and Cloud9 even bring EMENES up to try and bully that down and get themselves an objective.
We got 82 gold in the top lane. Yep, Cloud9 has an advantage. Scoreboard. And that's more than they've had in a lot of the games so far. So Gen.G, although they're still very far ahead, some signs of life out of Cloud9, keeping this game chaotic like you guys were talking about. Make it as unpredictable as possible.
Okay, so for the side of Gen.G, Doran does have to focus up a bit in this game because it's going to be a lot on Gragas to mark the Kennen. As we said before, they don't have an exhaust on Gen.G to fall back on for these team fights. If Fudge does find a really good angle, you know, with his flash, with his proto belt up, then they're going to rely on Doran and Delight peeling, on marking that Kennen, trying to stop him from getting in. I mean, Chovy even on this Ahri can do a good job of it too with the ult plus charm.
Little face check into EMENES. Blaber following down here as well, seeing if they might be able to follow this up, but as soon as Peanut's also available, it's no shot, no chance. Chovy grabs the kill on the enemy jungler, and now EMENES has to try to escape. Chovy still following up. Peanut not quite enough damage to finish off EMENES, but with the victory in the 2v2, Gen.G can move forward and continue stealing away these resources, taking away the jungle camps, and pressuring Cloud9. Peyz going to pick up the enemy red buff. He's got Delight right next to him. They're putting down the vision. They're taking everything.
Naturally, as Cloud9, you would believe that Chovy's made a mistake there, but the only reason why he's face-checking is because he knows that Peanut is right behind him, and this Kha'Zix Ahri duo is a mid-jungle duo you can't afford to underestimate.
Not only does Chovy have the bounty with 2 kills on his head, he's got 183 CS at 16 minutes.
He's Chovying.
I just love when he said it's Chovin time and
Yeah.
Chovy'd all over them.
Yeah.
Yep, it's the Chovy Ahri, man. It's so scary. And EMENES once again just eating some skill shots down here in bottom lane. Man, it is so difficult for Cloud9 to just try to stop this bleeding at all. As soon as there is an opportunity for Gen.G, they are immediately seizing it every chance they get. Blaber into the Rift Hero pit at least, looking to secure this neutral objective for the side of Cloud9. As EMENES moves forward to stop the back of the enemy mid, Delight forced to flash away by the Berserker culling. That's at least one summoner spell down. Next Drake fight here in about 30 seconds.
I mean, Berserker is still in a pretty solid position right now. That's the type of trades you're looking for. Peyz with a bit of an overstep will be brought to safety by Delight. With the Herald, C9 should be able to secure this objective, and the Dragon spawns in 20 seconds, which means that they have an avenue in.
Chovy's coming for a flank. Ahri coming up through the jungle.
Cloud9 just going to go forward. They look for the dive instead. They find the kill on Delight, but now they got to be careful. Peyz is only about 1/3 HP. TP's coming in from both top laners. C9 looking to disengage as Chovy finds the lockdown on the enemy jungler, and Blaber's going to be taken low, but it's Berserker taken down. Peanut grabbing the kill on that one as EMENES is in the middle of 4. 1v4. He cannot win, and Chovy goes on a killing spree with 2 dead on the side of Cloud9, and only Delight still looking at black and white on the side of Gen.G. Chovy's still ready to go and find some more. Charm of the wall hits the target, and there's the follow-up from Doran.
Gen.G play like a machine, and Fudge is looking to break the cogs. He goes in and finds one kill. Now he's gonna grab the second, but Chovy fires back and picks up Blaber and Zven. Now, what can Chovy do? He'll just take the tier 1 turret and walk on back.
Oh, this game at least has a lot more excitement in it. More kills thrown down. Fudge trying to keep those hopes for Cloud9 alive. He goes back in even as Chovy is prowling around the outside, hunting Cloud9 members down in their own jungle between turrets. Fudge makes the counterplay. He tries to fight their way out of the destruction of that turret. Here's where it all started. Cloud9, Herald play right up the middle, but I called it out on the mini-map. Chovy was coming really early for the flank, so as Cloud9, they get their chase down, they get the kill on the tower. It's the teleport plus the Ahri flank. He comes in, he ults, he gets the combo onto Blaber, forces the flash, while Peanut and Peyz have alone time with Berserker, and once Berserker's down, EMENES then finds himself inside the entirety of Gen.G. We're back to action.
Chovy getting caught out here by Berserker and Blaber, but he gets away. The flash to escape the range of the calling, and the Gen.G mid laner lives to see another day.
C9 just got Chovy'd once again. The man is 5-0-2, yet to die this game. And this is the downside for Cloud9. The mid laner for Gen.G has just been racking up kills, has nearly a 700 gold bounty, but you can see he's very close to a death cap, Flowers.
Yeah, this is just kind of a masterclass on what Chovy is, the advantages this man builds. He's 50 CS ahead. He's 5-0-2, 7 out of 12 kill participation, no deaths. He does all of it. He affects the map and the game so heavily without ever compromising his own position. It's incredible to watch.
Gen.G doing such a good job, especially with Peanut constantly down on this red quadrant of the jungle, clearing all that vision out with the Umbral Glaive, keeping it dark, and allowing them to split push. You know, Gen.G with this long lane on bottom side, taking that secondary turret so early, allows them a lot more room to work with as Baron now finally spawns on the top side of the map. They can leverage this discrepancy in map control, sending Chovy up to the top side.
And now, what I think is a really cool thing to watch is how Gen.G actually secure this out of tower, because sometimes these out of towers can be obnoxious or difficult to take, but Gen.G will slowly, ideally they'll get that push in mid first, they'll move up into the top river. You can already see them clearing out this river vision, and they'll basically make it uncomfortable for C9 to actually approach this objective. And again, like you look at mid lane, you can see Peyz getting that push in the wave, then they can move up into the river, they have that prio on top side, and then they slowly chip away at this objective, and C9 are trying to match. They have sent Fudge down to cross map on the bot side of the map, but in the isolated 1v1, it's going to be much harder for C9 to secure this objective compared to the support that Chovy has on the top side. And again, very clean execution as Gen.G secure themselves their final out of tower.
Cloud9's #1 objective right now, to give themselves the hope for one of those comeback plays, is to sneak wards into unsuspecting areas here. It's very difficult because the Kha'Zix is running around with this Umbral Glaive, but if they can sneak a ward into a flank angle for Fudge, the Kennen, remember, he is the hope for the teamfight for this team. His flank teleport, plus a proto belt, and all the flat penetration he has right now on this power spike, with double flat pen items, plus his rank 2 ultimates, that is the only thing Gen.G have to guard against. They have to look for those flank wards, they have to look for that Kennen, mark him with Doran.
21.5 minutes into the game, 6,500 gold lead for Gen.G. They're up 2-1 in Drakes, 4-1 in turrets. Just about 90 seconds until that next Drake spawns. Baron is on the table, and Gen.G have total control over the top side river. Doran even just throws out the explosive cast to deny the red buff from C9. Gen.G are in the zone, they are feeling it.
And again, they move out to these side lanes and they just keep them pushed. They sent Chovy up top lane. He's going to push out another wave. They had Doran push out bot before he stole away that red buff.
Oh,
and
they're
while
looking.
C9 do have this push in mid, they're overstacked right now as 4, which then, like, you look at that top wave, now they have to go and answer that, which then gives this window for Gen.G to push in the next mid wave and then move into whatever area of the map that they want.
Yeah, I mean, at least they had Kennen on bottom side, though. Fudge pushes out the bottom side, so Gen.G also having to go catch their side wave here.
Oh, Chovy immediately jumping out of the brush with the Super Mega Death Rocket coming down, but it won't connect on any targets. Gen.G were setting the trap. Cloud9 managed to escape, but that's about it. It did cost the cleanse out of Berserker, the flash out of Zven, the flash out of Blaber.
I like that little pip from our observer team. Nice little touch there.
Wait, Doran himself could be looking for flank plays. As much as we're setting up, oh, Cloud9 have these possible comeback plays. Doran as well. There's so much area to work with for Gen.G with these super deep wards scattered all around the entryway pathways towards Baron. The night is dark and full of terrors, gentlemen, for Cloud9.
Yeah,
Gen.G are in there looking for picks.
They just keep doing a great job of keeping these waves pushed. I wouldn't be surprised to see Chovy go catch that top wave once again, push it in, get these trinkets burnt. And again, Gen.G just playing the patient game right now. TP comes in from Fudge in the mid lane.
Okay, Delight finding a hook. They get EMENES, the tankiest target there on the side of C9, but it's not even gonna matter that much. Doran's here in the front line, he's gone gold. Peanut taking some damage from Fudge, who goes over the wall with a slicing maelstrom. He's not gonna find any kills just yet. Peyz grabs the kill back onto the Kennen instead. Not a single death on Gen.G. That was Cloud9's try, and it wasn't good enough.
Such a great flash from Fudge. Chovy's looking for more.
Chovy wants Berserker, he nearly gets him, he does! Get him, it's a clean ace for Gen.G.
Execution once again. 5 dead for Cloud9, 5 alive for Gen.G. 24 minutes in, the Baron will be theirs, and it feels like that this series is done and dusted.
Clean ace, absolute wipe here. All right, it starts out with the pick onto the front line. EMENES here, chunked down to 50% HP. So you think he's gonna ult immediately. Berserker gets comboed in by Doran. So Berserker uses everything to get out of the center. And then Fudge tries to dive in, sees the angle, gets multiple here with the Kennen ultimate, but they don't have the damage. Even with Blaber following, Chovy still survives, Doran still survives. Guess what? You've got Peyz here on the Jinx, watching them focus on his other teammates, free firing. Then Chovy says, I'm not done with you yet. Get right back here. Q through all of them.
Oh, and I think even an auto attack is actually what executed Berserker. And then Peanut coming in with the cleanup. 3 stacks immediately back for Chovy. Just absolutely systematic destruction, and props to Doran in the middle of that fight. He saw the Kennen flash over the wall, turns around, ease onto him, provides that extra bit of CC to buy time for Gen.G to turn the fight around. 11k is the gold gap now as Gen.G make their way towards the base of C9.
Yeah, he both made the pick onto Berserker and then went back to go peel. And now Gen.G, they're wearing purple and they're coming to destroy towers.
And that sequence of events turned this into an 11,000 gold lead with Soul Point for the side of Gen.G. Peanut taking some damage here as Cloud9 does whatever they can, just trying to hold these guys off, but it's nigh impossible at this point in the game. Doran's gonna take down the tier 2 turret back over in mid as Cloud9's health bars are just not strong enough. EMENES is down to just about nothing. He's gone! And Gen.G are moving straight into the base. Mid lane, tier 3 turret, that's your first target. Minion wave joining up in the top side to get this one knocked down right after. First inhibitor about to fall back in mid. Berserker takes one auto attack and loses all of his health. He's gone before I could finish my sentence. As Fudge and Zven and Blaber can't do anything. The engage is clean. Gen.G is mean. They are not gonna be stopped. It's a double kill back over to Peyz. This series was easy. They never even broke a sweat. The #1 team from the LCK has that title for a reason, and they will clean sweep North America out of MSI.
A deathless game for Chovy. A more chaotic game from what we've seen during the series. And what seemed like promising opportunities for C9 were very quickly shut down, largely off the back of that man in the mid lane.
Gen.G absolute dominance here today at MSI. All 3 games take a bow, well deserved.
Incredible showing from the LCK #1 seed. They will move on in the tournament. Their next match will be up against BLG. Cloud9's run ends here. As a diehard North American fan, I am sadder than hell, but I'm not gonna act even for a minute like that series was close. Gen.G was the better team today in every measurable metric. They beat Cloud9 early, they beat them mid, they beat them late, they beat them in sides, they beat them in team fights. It was just an absolute crushing
by Gen.G, showing that you've got to be the best of the best if you want to compete at the top.
And when you look forward, Gen.G looking to face up against BLG in the lower bracket. What a contrast of styles, right? Where you have that controlled, crisp, methodical approach to just dismantling your opposition versus the chaos that we consistently see from BLG, the scrappiness, the team fighting. It's going to be an interesting contrast of styles. And BLG, though, they're going to be a little worried after seeing such a dominant performance like we saw today.
Yeah, especially mid lane. I feel like they're going to be worried. Yagao's got to be shaking in his boots. Chovy's coming for you. Meanwhile, topside, though, Bin always confident. Hopefully we'll see him stick to some carry styles so we do get the clash of styles and they don't try and conform to the rest of the MSI meta.
You saw all the signs from the fans and the audience there for Chovy and for Peyz and for the rest of Gen.G. These guys are all such stars in their roles. Incredible performances from everybody, really. I mean, this last game was the spiciest of all, for sure. Doran up there in the top side, just constantly in the Thunderdome, battling with everybody. But even early on, when it looked like Cloud9 might have had to put all the eggs in the Fudge basket, try to full send that, it was still Gen.G who managed to come back. And now Cloud9 making their way out onto the stage for one final bow here in London. Here at MSI 2023, they are North America's most successful international team throughout the history of the LCS. And I know a lot of fans are going to be looking to see more from them later on this year. A lot of people are going to be expecting them to be back for Worlds.
I love it. The audience